Hey there, parents and kids, BTG homeschoolers here, and I'm so excited you're joining me today. We're diving into the fascinating world of phonics. Now, you might be thinking, phonics? Isn't that what teachers are for? Well, you're right, but guess what? You're your child's first and most important teacher. We're going to unlock the secrets of reading together, giving your child the tools they need to become confident readers. Think of phonics as the instruction manual for our language. Just like every machine has its own set of instructions, our language has rules that help us decode words and understand their meaning. So, buckle up, get ready for some fun, and let's empower our kids to become reading superstars. All right, parents, let's start with the basics. Vowels. Every syllable in a word needs to have at least one vowel sound. Think of vowels like the fuel that makes words go vroom.
Take the word unit, for example. It's just one syllable, unit. See how the vowel U is doing the heavy lifting there? Now let's try a longer word like animal. It has 3 syllables and animal. Each syllable has a vowel, giving it that power to be spoken. Short words, long words, doesn't matter. Jet has 1 syllable and the vowel E. Napkin has 2 napkin, each with its own vowel. And get this, even a super duper long word like fantastic still follows the rule, fantastic.
Remember, vowels are the key. Every syllable needs at least one to make it sound. Okay, parents, prepare to be amazed. Vowels are like chameleons. They can change their sound depending on where they are in a word. Let's talk about short vowel sounds first. When a vowel is followed by a consonant in a syllable, it usually makes a short sound. We call this a closed syllable because it's closed off by that consonant.
Think of the word on. The vowel O is followed by the consonant N, making that O sound short. Now for the long vowel sound, this happens when a vowel is at the end of a syllable, creating what we call an open syllable. It's like the vowel can stretch out and sing its name. The word here is a perfect example. The E is all by itself at the end, making that nice long E sound. Let's look at mascot. It's broken into syllables like this. Mascot. The first syllable, mas, has that shorter sound because it's a closed syllable, ending in the consonant S. But the second syllable, cot, has that long O sound because it's an open syllable.
See? Vowels are full of surprises. Get ready for some serious word magic, kids. Sometimes the letter E at the end of a word is like a superhero in disguise. It's silent, but it has a superpower. We call this the magic E, or silent E.
Here's the secret. When E is the last letter and there's only one other vowel in the syllable, it makes that other vowel say its name, and the E stays quiet. It's like the E is giving all its power to that other vowel. Take the word sail, for example. The E at the end is silent, but it makes the A say its name, creating that longer sound. The same thing happens in the word inside. We break it into syllables, inside. The first syllable, in, has a short I sound because it's a closed syllable. But the second syllable, side, has that magic E working its magic, making the I say its name.
So remember, kids, when you see that silent E at the end, get ready for some vowel transformations. Hold on tight, parents, because we're entering the world of consonant combinations. Sometimes consonants like to team up and make special sounds.
Let's start with digraphs, 2 consonants that join forces to create one sound. Think of the word ship. See those 2 consonants, S and H, working together? They create the HHH sound. Other digraphs include HH as in chap, Th as in thin, WH as in whiz, and even PH as in photo.
Now, let's talk about blends. Blends are like a consonant team, but each consonant still wants to be heard. Take the word clam. We hear the C sound, then the L sound, and finally the M sound. They're all working together, but they keep their individual identities. Other cool blends include GR as in grasp and SCR as in scrub. So when you see 2 or more consonants hanging out together, pay close attention. They might be a digraph, making one sound, or a blend, where each consonant gets to shine. Guess what, parents? Vowels like to team up too. Sometimes 2 vowels work together to create a sound that's totally different from either one alone.
Let's start with vowel digraphs. In a vowel digraph, the first vowel is the boss, saying its name, while the second vowel stays quiet. Think of the word boat. The O is in charge, making its long sound, and the A doesn't make any sound at all. Now get ready for diphthongs. These vowel pairs are like a dynamic duo, blending their sounds to create something entirely new. Take the word cloud. The OU together makes a sound that's different from a long O or a short O.
Another cool diphthong is OI, as in boil. So remember, when two vowels get together, it's a vowel team, and they might surprise you with their sounds. Hold on to your hats, parents, because the letter R is about to shake things up. When a vowel is followed by an R, it creates a whole new sound. It's like the R has a special power over vowels.
Let's look at the word car. The A isn't saying its name, and it's not making its short sound either. It's making that a sound because of the R right next to it. The same thing happens with other vowels. In the word bird, the I makes the IR sound because of the R, and in germ, the E makes the ER sound. The R even affects the vowels O and U. Think of form and hurt.
So remember, parents, when you see a vowel followed by an AR, get ready for a sound that's totally unique. Get ready to meet the laziest vowel of them all, parents, the schwa.
Now, the schwa isn't a specific letter, it's a sound that any vowel can make. And guess what? It sounds like a very soft or I.
Think of the word from that O is making the schwa sound.
We also hear it in the word final, where the A is feeling extra lazy. And the schwa loves to hide in longer words too.
In the word apartment, the first A is making the schwa sound. And even in a word like banana, the second A is taking it easy with that schwa sound.
So, the next time you hear a vowel making a very soft or I sound, you'll know it's the schwa at work, being its usual lazy self.
Fasten your seatbelts, parents, because we're talking about letters with multiple personalities.
The letters C and G are like chameleons, changing their sounds depending on who they're hanging out with. Let's start with C.
When C is followed by the letters E, I, or we, it usually makes its soft sound like the S in scent, circus, and cyclone.
But when C is followed by other vowels like a O or U, it makes its hard sound like the K in cat, cot, and cut.
Now let's talk about G. Just like C, it has a soft and hard sound.
When G is followed by E, I, or Y, it usually makes its soft sound like the J in gel, giant, and gin.
But when G is followed by other vowels, it makes its hard sound, like in gas, gorilla, and yogurt.
So remember, parents, C and G are tricky. Pay attention to the letters around them to figure out if they're feeling soft or hard.
Get ready for some double the fun, parents, with the sizzle rule.
This rule is all about doubling the letters F, S, Z, and L at the end of one-syllable words. Here's the trick. If a one-syllable word has a short vowel sound and ends with F, S, Z, or L, we usually double that last consonant.
Think of the word stuff. Its one syllable has a short U sound and ends with F, so we double the F.
The same goes for grass, fuzz, and shell. One syllable, short vowel sound and ending in S, Z, or L, double it up.
This rule helps us remember to give those consonants at the end a little extra emphasis, and it makes reading and spelling a whole lot easier. Here's a question that might stump you, parents. When do we use K at the end of a word, and when do we use CK? It all depends on the vowel sound.
If a one-syllable word ends with the /K/ sound after a short vowel, we use C-sake. Think of the words duck and trick. Short vowel sound followed by /K/ sake it is.
But if the word has a consonant, a long vowel sound, or a diphthong before the /K/ sound, we just use K. For example, we have task, where the A has a long sound, cake, with that silent E making the A say its name, soak with the diphthong OA, and hawk, ending in a consonant blend.
So remember, parents, short vowel sound plus /K/ equals CK. Otherwise, stick with K.
Get ready for another sound-alike showdown, parents. This time, we're tackling the /J/ sound and the /H/ sound at the end of words.
Let's start with the /J/ sound. In one-syllable words, we use DH after a short vowel to make the /J/ sound. Think of words like badge, hedge, bridge, dodge, and smudge. Short vowel plus /J/ equals DH.
Now, for the /H/ sound. Just like with the /J/ sound, we use a special combination after a short vowel, titch. Words like catch, fetch, stitch, blotch, and clutch all follow this rule.
So remember parents, when you hear that /j/ or // sound at the end of a one-syllable word with a short vowel, think deej or th.
Get ready for some word surgery, parents. Sometimes, when we add endings to words, we need to make a few adjustments.
One common rule is dropping the silent e before adding ing. Think of the word bike. When we want to say biking, we drop that silent e and add ing. The same goes for words like give becoming giving and dodge becoming dodging.
And guess what? This rule applies to other vowel-starting suffixes too, like ed, able and aus. For example, grieve becomes grievous, excite becomes excitable, and hope becomes hoped.
So remember parents, when adding an ending that starts with a vowel to a word that ends in silent e, it's time to say goodbye to that e.
Sometimes one consonant just isn't enough, parents.
When we add certain endings to words, we need to double that final consonant. Don't worry, it's not as tricky as it sounds.
Here's the rule. In one-syllable words with a short vowel followed by one consonant, we double that consonant before adding a vowel-starting suffix. Let's look at the word win. It's one syllable, has a short I sound, and ends with one consonant, N. So when we add we double the N to get winner.
The same goes for adding ing to get winning and able to get winnable. Doubling that consonant helps us keep that short vowel sound and makes pronunciation a whole lot clearer.
Let's talk about making words plural, parents. It's all about showing that we have more than one of something.
And the good news is that most of the time, all we need to do is add an S. Think of the word cat. If we have more than one, it becomes cats. Easy peasy. The same goes for words like dog, book, house, and countless others. Just add an S and you're good to go.
But of course there are a few exceptions. For words that end in S, sh, ch, x, or z, we add e's to make them plural. So class becomes classes, brush becomes brushes, and fox becomes foxes.
Remember parents, when it comes to plurals, S is usually the way to go. But keep an eye out for those tricky words that need an S.
Hold on tight, parents, because we're tackling the letter Y and all its rules. The letter Y can be a bit of a rule breaker, but once you know the patterns, it's not so bad.
Let's start with making words plural. If a word ends in a vowel followed by Y, we just add S to make it plural, like toy becoming toys. But if a word ends in a consonant followed by Y, we change the Y to I and add E's, like family becoming families.
Now let's talk about adding suffixes. If we're adding a suffix to a word that ends in Y and the Y comes after a vowel, we keep the Y and just add the suffix. For example, play becomes playing.
But if the Y comes after a consonant, we usually change the Y to I before adding suffixes like ed and est, like carry becoming carried and happy becoming happiest.
One last thing. We keep the Y when adding a suffix that starts with I, like fly becoming flying, see? The letter Y might have a lot of rules, but once you get the hang of them, it's not so tricky after all. Wow, parents, we did it. We explored the amazing world of phonics and learned so many valuable rules together. Remember, the journey of reading starts with phonics, and by understanding these rules, you're giving your child the gift of literacy. Practice these rules with your child, make it fun, and celebrate their progress every step of the way. The more you practice, the more confident they'll become. And who knows, you might even impress yourself with your newfound phonics knowledge. So go out there, be phonics superstars, and watch your child blossom into a reader.